Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the episode on Russia. Or Moscow. So let's see how this goes. I will say out of every single one, including the DLC levels, this is by far the most difficult episode. They definitely do not hold your hand at all.
We should never have come into the city.
Let's grab what we can and get out. Find food. Anything. Now this is the end.
Alright, let's begin.
Let's do this the easy way.
Listen,
What is that a helicopter? It's military.
Take you out. Free grenades, I'll take that. A pistol.
They're dead either way.
Comrade, we must go. Sorry, I slashed you in the face, comrade. Very sorry. Perfect. But this is the first level where they definitely do not hold your hand.
I hate to go. We got to move.
Today we're going to continue to talk about Thomas Jefferson and his influence. Now I understand two things about Thomas Jefferson as well. He's on the younger side as well. I mean, most of his contemporaries are at least a decade or two older and have been far more ingrained within the political sphere of the times that they're in. You know, George Washington is basically twice his age.
Together before we continue.
And he wanted to be a part of that aristocracy, you know, especially because that's just how, you know, the politics worked back then, and how people came up in society was via politics. Uh-oh. No. Get away. Of course you're still alive.
I don't like this.
Of course you're still alive, you bastard. But I think what helps Jefferson, though, in a lot of ways, is that he's influenced by his contemporaries, because he's younger, and he's able to learn from a lot of their ideas and expand on them, you know, and he's of great influence because he's a highly intellectual, insanely intellectual young man and individual who, also being from a Virginian as well, doesn't, you know, helps as well. Was able to garner a lot of influence. I mean, this guy was like, what, 25, 26 when he wrote the Declaration of Independence, because he was one of the strongest writers that they had. So it was just like, bruh, you know, can't get much better than that. Let's just shoot you, get you out of the way. And I certainly need a much better gun, so hopefully something can come from this. No, but I will gladly take that. Good lord. Shoot.
Watch out! Creeper!
Need you. And Jefferson absolutely had a lot of pull back then. He made nice with a lot of his younger contemporaries, older contemporaries. He was very close with everyone, you know, and he was just a smart, rambunctious go-getter kind of individual. I'm just gonna avoid you like the plague. No pun intended.
Regroup and we'll move on. Give me a sec.
This.
Anything?
That's not to say that his life, despite being, you know, pretty good and being a part of the upper classes and whatnot, it's not to say it wasn't riddled with frustration or heartbreak. He got married very young, had several children, a lot of daughters, and his wife dies at a very young age too. I think while giving birth to one of their daughters, which destroyed Jefferson. And not to mention too, because he wrote the Declaration of Independence during the Revolutionary War, prior to the Revolutionary War technically, he was a big target for the British, and he was running from place to place just to try to survive and escape from British capture. And you know, he was one of the few where during the Revolution it was certainly not an easy goings of it for him. In fact, very financially and physically dangerous for him to put his neck on the line, and his family, you know. Oh. This is already a tricky situation. Crap.
My God, I'm good.
They just are gonna keep coming and coming. Oh.
My hands are shaking. Grenade out! Let's move. Switching to heavy.
I know there's a lurker around here.
Got a panel over here.
Or am I just tripping? I'm probably just tripping.
Shit, that stinks. Sensors off. But the
Here they
red
come
system
again.
hooked up again. Enough is enough.
Lord,
Stay
protect
quiet
us.
and keep out of sight. Knocking them down.
Hear that lurker coming? My goodness, that rocket launcher did it.
Must be something.
Number on them.
Stand your ground.
Okay, so
Very loud.
God. Hold still. There we go.
Where are you shooting?
Oh lordy.
What's your God, I'm good.
I'm just gonna be chucking grenades until I feel relatively safe. Because this is not conducive for anyone.
I'm surrounded.
Fire in the hole. Knocking them down.
Now once the Now, once the war is over, he's free. I think he ends up becoming an ambassador to France. He loves France. And more so specifically, I think the, let's say, revolutionary aspects that France will eventually become. In fact, during, I think Adams' presidency, when the revolution is occurring, he's like, oh, this is a great thing. And that is before all the stuff that's happening where it's like, oh, they're actually guillotining people like crazy, and they're doing all these horrendous and atrocious acts that mirror a lot of the ideals of what, you know, a communistic utopia looks like. And it's like, okay, maybe not that at all. Let's not forget I said anything about that. But he loves France. He's the ambassador there for quite a long time, and doesn't really do much in terms of assisting with the Constitution. But he has his contemporary Madison influence a lot of the stuff, that goes on over there. This is not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Okay. I have to disinfect. There's just no other way around it. Lord. Just running. This is why those guys are very, very dangerous, because then you turn into one, and then next thing you know, you just become a zombie. And especially if you're by yourself, that's an automatic game over.
That's good.
Where do we go? Am I going the wrong way? I go this way. Okay. Much better. And I'm about to get attacked, aren't I? They're coming for me.
It's a screamer!
Running. Just gotta survive these guys. Look at all this beautiful architecture, fam.
Shit, I knew it.
To brave the cold Russian winter.
Give me a second.
Eventually, Jefferson does come back, and when he does come back, his expertise, I think especially because he was the ambassador to France, was it France or Great Britain? I believe it was France. I don't quite remember. He was overseas when the Constitution was being created and implemented.
Jesus.
And
It's a bloodbath.
he ends up becoming a great asset for George Washington, who's trying to get the country going, basically.
Hey lady, we've got to go. Now.
Please, you have to help him. He's gone. Please, come with us.
Wait a second. This crate. What were you carrying?
Food. A lot of it.
Shit! We can't leave it here.
I can vault over this.
Name.
No, I could go over here, actually.
Svetlana, stay inside the chopper. Team, gather weapons and defenses. Hurry!
Why were you flying into Moscow?
A rescue. We lost a team near Red Square.
I'm sorry, they'd never survive there.
No! They sent a distress call an hour ago.
Okay, now I gotta prepare.
Yes.
I can't electrify this grid? Okay, whatever. I can only deploy it there or there. Huh. Okay.
Voltage grid is juiced up.
Now, I am telling you, this level is just hard. It's only gonna get harder from here. Now, when Jefferson is in office as the Secretary of State, because of his expertise, he wanted George Washington wanted him to be a part of that. Is that a battle rifle? No. I think Jefferson was a bit besmirched because I think he assumed and presumed that the Secretary of State position was going to have a lot more influence, a lot more power, instead of being an advisor to international affairs, largely. Oh crap, well this is not good. I don't have anything really for the other side, because they're going to be coming in waves from 2 different directions, so... Great. It's just great. Really, really hoping they take it easy on me, but we will see. We will see, won't we? God, here they come. Do have a motor though, so that helps.
My God, I'm good.
This is not what you want, I will say that. God. Now, the only good thing is that they specifically only go to just the helicopter. That does make it a little bit more simple. Probably get to higher ground. I think that'd be the smart thing to do. My compatriots, my comrades coming in big for me. But that's why he only serves really one stint as the Secretary of State during George Washington's presidency, is because he's just, rather to go and do other things and continue my own political ambitions and see what happens, you know. They coming yet? Nope. Oh, they're coming across the river area. How about that too? Crap. Told you, they come at you 3 different sides, and they absolutely do not hold your hand in this part.
Up on the bridge! Move positions!
I don't even know if I'm actually killing any of them. Of course, famously, all the fighting with Hamilton and Jefferson, which leads to a bunch of different things. The scandal with Hamilton cheating on his wife, that he and Madison are trying to, like, you know, Jefferson was a sneaky guy who went against a lot of his principles for a lot of power and influence. Which is why it's a little difficult, because, you know, he does govern in a particular way that is more or less conducive, I think, overall. But you know, I think it's also fair to say that you know, he was not the most, let's say, honest person when it comes to ultimately the things that he pushed for, advocated for, and really wanted to promote, you know, his own ideals and whatnot, and went against a lot of them. It's like, I think the American people should do whatever they want to do within reason and have property rights and all that, but it's also, we're gonna push forth a lot of these things that are antagonistic towards that.
I need to find our team.
Red Square is no man's land. We'd never make it.
There is a chance. I cannot leave them to die.
Father, you're a good man, but you're an idiot.
And you're a smart man, but you're lost.
Alright. End of this part. I'll continue on the Russian part and section in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Welcome back. We're doing part 2. Let's see how this goes. We will see how this goes. This is by far, I think, the most difficult level. I'll explain why. But it's this first part and then the last part tend to just be so overwhelming that it just depends on your team and I think your loadout, really.
Let you know when it's safe.
So right now we're gonna see. We're gonna see how well we can do. Okay, let's figure it out. So you start off in this parking garage and you have to, I would highly recommend, if you don't want to search, that's fine, but I would definitely recommend y'all search. There's at least one breaching charge in a lot of these areas, and it's pretty simple to find in this place. Trying to catch me off guard, you son of a gun. So I'm gonna breach one of these doors. The strike team that's gonna be coming is gonna be breaching another door. I will happily and gladly take that. That will help, but it's not what I wanted.
It's a screamer! I think we got the screamer. No more infector. Reloading.
And I'm really trying not to die, or lose too much health, or use too many resources, because they're just going to be coming in waves in just a little bit. Okay, but we're here. The strike team's going to be coming. Of course, they don't really give me any good guns. Whatever. Whatever. Lurker here? No. Okay. Nope. Wrong time to use this grenade.
Make it quick.
Is this anything good over here? That's the question. I will gladly take that. More grenades. Okay. Sure.
If I can get to it. We'll try to keep the sick off you, but be quick.
Here they come. Out of the woodwork.
Switching to heavy.
Come on, my boy Ivan.
I'm reloading.
Resistance used to hide supplies down here.
I'll see what I can find.
Plays that.
We'll cover you.
Love his name is Boomzakov. Boomzakov. Now, election of 1800, Jefferson becomes president. Let's just skip to all of that. He is a very fascinating president, I'll put it that way. Once he's in office, you think that he's just gonna put forth a lot of his ideals, which he ultimately does. The country experiences some good financial,
Knocking them down.
economic health. A lot of that had to do with the Louisiana Purchase. Really, in a lot of ways, I would say it goes against his personal philosophy, but ultimately buys a bunch of land, but also really tries to do a bunch of different things that, in a lot of... Oh, this is perfect. Okay.
Where are you, creep?
I will take it gladly. This is gonna help a lot. This it literally just went from being like chaos to now we're gonna actually be able to do something. Okay.
Leave until I find it. This place is a death trap. Look outside. We're living in hell, struggling every day to keep our miserable lives.
Honestly, we are prepared as we're ever gonna be, so we gotta just let's just go for it.
Right. This is no kind of life.
Fate has chosen us to take a stand. Mount your defense!
Stand your ground.
They're gonna be coming down there, and it's just gonna be a horde and a swarm, and we're just gonna have to spray and pray. Spray and pray. Okay. That electrical grid is gonna make things so much better.
One dead screamer.
Still gonna be difficult, so hopefully we just don't get overwhelmed completely. Yeah, did we do it? I think we did it. Okay. Beautiful.
They must have sent the distress
Guys, we
call
did it.
somewhere else.
Oh, Lord. We did it.
Maybe it's there. Stay here. We'll take a look.
Well, look at that.
I'm so happy. So happy.
Opening the door.
Okay. Just breathe. Get you out of my face.
Reloading.
Nothing. This place has been cleaned out. I kill for a drink.
Whole country's been cleaned out since day one of the panic.
Telling you, pick up these breaching charges. They're gonna come in and save your life in this game. And it's particularly this level. You know, if you're on easier difficulties or just playing through it, it's not going to be much of a hassle in relative comparison, but in this particular level, yeah, it's an absolute must.
Into the mall.
Give me a second.
Oh, Lordy.
That's disgusting.
I know, bro. Christ almighty.
Yes.
Is that it? It's a bit of a letdown.
Give me a sec.
Okay, but, God.
think we got the screamer.
Bro needs to shut his mouth. God.
I'm inside the mall. Focus on the radio.
Gas back down.
Jewelry, fur coats. Come on. Where's the fucking gun store?
Now, where to put these things, it becomes a little more difficult. I would probably put it up here, personally. It just depends on the look of the draw where they're going to be coming from. But largely they're going to be trying to climb up that slope, and you have to just try to make sure that they don't completely wreck you.
On our way.
I don't even know where to put this one, to be honest.
Machine
I should
gun
put
is
it
in
here.
place.
And the only good thing about this part is that they give you so much stuff.
I have a defense
All
kit.
absolute necessities, by the way.
Voltage grid is armed.
This time is just to try to find resources and get as much stuff as you can.
I can feel it.
Anything?
I think people remember Thomas Jefferson's presidency very fondly, I think for good reasons. He garnered a lot of support. I think he produced and pushed a lot of good things. I think it's also fair to say that a lot of things that would happen during James Madison's presidency, unfortunately, are a culmination of Jefferson's presidency. I think he was, in a lot of ways, antagonistic towards the British and tried to fight back because the British were doing a whole bunch of different things, unjustifiably so, because they were trading with the French during the Napoleonic Wars, which leads to a lot of...
Where are you?
That's not what I want.
No luck here.
Give back my gun.
Reloading. Nothing on this guy.
Screamer is calling in Walter.
Yikes.
No
Alright,
luck
it
here.
just went from bad or rough, okay, to just bad now.
Somebody back
Okay.
me up.
You know, big deep breaths in and out, and find a good chill vibe, you know, just go with the flow a little bit, you know.
I can feel it.
Nothing on this guy. I've got
I think it's
the
that,
radio
okay,
key.
so it is that guy.
Heading back. One dead screamer.
Oh, wait. No horde yet.
Rest in peace.
Gladly pick you up. God. Breach.
Finally.
Not what I want.
Must be something.
They're just not giving anything back. Good lord.
Grenade out. Give me a second.
Alright, I think we're just gonna have to deal with it. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. course, you guys get to hide behind that. Whatever.
Prepare defenses. I don't want to get caught with my pants down.
Yeah, we're as prepared as we're gonna be. I just got a bad luck of the draw this time.
Watch out!
It is what it is.
Creeper!
Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. There we go. Oh god. Okay, at least they're coming from this way. When they come the other way, that's when it becomes very difficult. God.
Knocking them down!
Of course. Where the hell did you come from?
Fire in the hole! They're on top of me!
God.
My God, I'm good.
Defend, defend, defend. Yeah, I mean, he expanded land, ownership rights, etc., etc. He did a lot of things that were really good. Lewis and Clark, famously. But I think internationally he just wasn't a very good person for that. I think part of that was ultimately because of his isolationist ideals and really just wanted America to be left alone, but ultimately wasn't going to be left alone, especially since it's a young and very weak nation at the time, which gives more credence to Hamilton's argument at the time.
Grenade out! Reloading.
So far, good luck at the draw, not gonna lie. Ooh, I think we did it. That was a lot easier than it was last time. Interesting.
Do not wait. Leave now. The city will soon be
Oksana,
engulfed in
you
a deadly
better give me
darkness.
a high five after
No
this.
one will survive. God be with us all.
Let's go. Come on, move!
Protect us.
Ah, get to the exit. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm a silly boy.
Give me a second.
Hurry, we must go. Must go before they come. Oh no. Okay, we did it.
Carry our message to the living.
What makes you think he cares?
How far to the bunker? Not far.
Alright. This will end part 2. We're going to continue this in just a little bit, so, stay tuned. Give it a quick moment. Welcome back. This is going to be chapter 3 of the Russian campaign. Again, a wildly difficult campaign. Wildly difficult campaign. Let's see if we can make it through, fam.
Dr. Petrova, stay behind us.
The bunker door should be hidden just inside this tunnel.
Those pigs in this place right under our noses. Stay quiet and keep
Now
out of
Jefferson
sight.
follows the lead of George Washington, leaves office.
Should be on the left.
I feel like I should do more on Jefferson's presidency because his 8 years are deeply complicated, and really pivotal points within the history of this country in terms of where it's going to be heading and his successor, who was his vice president, I believe, at that time too, James Madison, who I'm going to be talking about in just a little bit. But a deeply complicated presidency. A lot of twists and turns that need more delving into because there's so many political machinations that go on with it. You know how it goes, politics. Which people need to understand that, like, when I look at history, I tend to look at it through the lens of today in terms of just, you know, why certain things are happening, or, you know, why certain things happen, deals made, compromises made, and I have to look at it in the lens of how just politics is generally done for the most part. You know, it's not like back then people were like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then just do it. Based off of what our voters want. You know, there's like a lot of backroom deals and stuff like that. It's tinged throughout the history of, well, just history. It's just tinged throughout history in general. You know, that's just how it goes. And I think people need to start looking at it through that lens as well, you know?
Look at this place.
The only difference is, which I will give some fairness to the founding fathers, is that a lot of them tended to be much more upfront and or what's the word? I wouldn't say, they tended to be much more earnest with their ideals and their beliefs, because, you know, that was just their ideals and their beliefs. And, you know, you could say narcissism, but I think a lot of them believed that their ideals were always the tried and true way and method, because a lot of these things never really occurred, or these ideas have never really been implemented until well, later years, because now we have history to back up a lot of the things that have happened throughout the world. But back then, no, this was how it worked back then. Unfortunately for Jefferson, though, he kind of goes into obscurity. I think a lot of issues with, you know, life just really taking its toll on him, and he ends up dealing with a lot of things, bankruptcy, or you know, he was an avid drinker of the wines, spent a lot of his money on the wines. Was in debt quite a bit, but, you know, post-presidency, still relatively successful. Ends up opening and creating what is today the University of Virginia. They still have that legacy of Big Tommy J. Gosh darn it. Y'all need to leave us alone. Lives quite a long time. Who built his relationship with Thomas Jefferson. Not even gonna get into the whole, you know, he was he liked the chocolate ladies or anything like that, because that's a whole other topic that deserves its own conversation. But, you know, he lived his life relatively peacefully. He still tried to govern through Madison in a lot of ways. At least was an advisor for him during the tumultuous era that was the James Madison presidency, but also dies on July 1st, 1826, something like that. He lived to about 83, so I think about 1826. He and Adams died the same day. Crazy to think about.
The door's open. Come with me.
Reloading. My hands are shaking. Well, look at that.
No, I still want this, actually. Take it back. To go upstairs. Get through this chaos. Run, 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 run. I'm not gonna deal with that. Suck it. Can't get me. Can't get me, son.
I do love technology.
Well, that's good to know.
Dr. Petrova, this nerve agent. Activist is inhibitor. 9 times more effective than the
Okay.
Doc, where are we going?
Huh. I really desperately need a better gun. This'll have to do for now. Tend to not like these guns because of the long reload time, but at least they will suffice for the time being. So just a complicated president and historical figure that the more I read about, the more I tend to be like, yeah, I kind of get that. And then I'm just like, but why would you do this then? You know, like I tend to just have very mixed opinions about Thomas Jefferson. More so than anything, more so than most presidents, really. And I think in a lot of ways that's a good and a bad thing, because I think his legacy is one that should be discussed and figured out, you know? He's right about a lot of things, he's also wrong about a lot of things. And I think a lot of people have been using like the Jeffersonian ideals as like a good contemporary for today, like, oh, it's Thomas Jefferson's America if we didn't go this way, you know? And I think it's just a much more complicated question than that, really, to be brutally honest. I think there's so many more things that kind of go into it that aren't actively discussed that, you know, just need to be discussed.
Where's the goddamn lift? Quiet. We can sneak through.
So, what's everyone doing? Yeah. Oksana? Come around here often? You know, I'm gonna take this time to heal Sergey, because, bro, you need help, and I need you alive. Right, now they want to come. Okay, so that'll help. Oh god, there's a lot of them coming. Get away, get away, get away, get away.
Sentry guns. How many?
Don't focus on me. Focus on the enemy. Comrade auto turret. Okay, let's go, guys. This is not the place to be right now. Now we're gonna start talking about James Madison. Just a very, very deeply fascinating individual.
Nobody wanted to hear.
Another one who I think has a very brilliant mind. Author, and I think the lead guy and the guy who spearheaded the ideas of the Federalist Papers, which largely dictate what our Constitution and how it should be interpreted properly. Wrote most of them. I think with John Jay, I believe it was, and Alexander Hamilton, wrote most of it, at least half the papers. Ooh.
Goddamn glass is shattering.
Another Virginian. A lot of Virginians here. You'll see a theme. And he grew up pretty much from a aristocracy kind of background again, but rather sickly. He wasn't a very big person. He's probably our lightest president. I mean, estimates probably put him around.
Quick and merciful deliverance.
God, I want to say around like 5'8" to
And they will
maybe
kill us.
110 pounds if I'm being generous. Like, obviously I wasn't there, I can't measure him, but from my understanding and just historical records indicate he was not a very big fellow and quite small and sickly. So, like, you know, while other kids were doing the other physical activities, he was reading books and trying to understand history, reading about Charlemagne and all those great leaders back then, which is good because, like Jefferson, he understood the historical aspects of, you know, the world, legacies, etc., etc. And I think that helped shape a lot of his worldview. And then he got into certain aspects of politics, and he was also one of the younger ones too. Keep in mind, youngest of the younger founding fathers, and yes, this will come in handy. Definitely put this right here.
Auto turret ready for action.
And he ended up helping influence a lot of people. He was more always an advisor, really more than anything else. Really, to both Jefferson and the other political, I guess, elites at the time. You would probably say. He had a lot of pull, a lot of influence. Didn't have any children of his own, probably because of his health, constantly. Did married, I forgot what her name was, but she had a child from a previous marriage, and basically raised, I think it was a daughter, raised her as her own. I'm probably wrong, just off the top of my head. And he was pretty much just someone who ultimately, goddamn, it's a lot of baddies, a lot of them. Now, where are they pulling in from?
Stand your ground.
There they are.
My God, I'm good.
Let's clear this mess up real quick.
The valve is open. Enough is enough. Knocking them down.
Once he eventually gets into, he does a lot of things actually, but most of the historical accounts largely about him tend to deal with his time post Revolutionary War. I mean, he was just a student, he was just a young man, and largely a lot of his influence comes post Revolutionary War, because he was too small to participate and fight in it, but he ended up helping in a lot of ways manage certain aspects of it. I think they ended up giving him like some contingent in the military because of his father, you know, whatever that is, or whatever, we know, not whatever that is, but like, you know, for what it's worth, I guess.
Next one is on me.
But too weak to actually be able to really do anything and influence an actual physical fight in nature, like in that way. C1. Oh, where's K1?
The valve is open.
Take it, take it. Oh. Where are you going, bro?
Reloading. Over there.
let's not have that start up.
The valve is open.
And I think, if I'm going to be honest, most of what makes Madison fascinating and interesting is his time trying to get into a political office. Because he wasn't, like, the most, you know, politically savvy, I would probably say. He was kind of just there, and ultimately ended up just being a part of these big events in the future of this country, really, in a very fascinating way.
Knocking them down.
Ends up becoming basically just invaluable to Thomas Jefferson, becomes his vice president, in a real advisory role in a lot of ways.
The valve is open.
Some things work out. I think most famously the Supreme Court decision, was it Madison versus Scott or something like that? That basically just gave the Supreme Court the rights to do a whole bunch of different things, ironically, which was the opposite of what they were trying to do. But yeah,
Bursting charge. To
he always seemed to me as someone who didn't have not necessarily the political backbone, but like he wasn't a ruthless person by any stretch of the imagination. He was just more like, you know, I'm here, I'm gonna be doing this, and then just, you know, we'll see what the outcome is of it. And really, really passive is probably the word that I'm looking for. And we just released all that deadly nerve gas, so yeah, that's how it goes. Russians don't mess around, fam. Alright, we're gonna do the last part in just a little bit, so sit tight. Welcome back, everyone. We're finally gonna do the last part of the Russian episode, which is the most annoying part, if I'm gonna be brutally honest. You'll see in a little bit. I mean, this level will go by so much faster if you have, you know, multiple people and partners and whatnot, but this is just a very tedious level. You'll see in a little bit.
We've been walking for miles. It all looks the same.
We're lost.
We're almost at the tunnels.
Now, Madison, James Madison, the fourth president of the United States of America, was very, very influential during Jefferson's presidency. Helped negotiate a lot of deals and stuff like that. I think he was very integral, along with a couple other people, in the Louisiana Purchase. I might be remembering it wrong, because I believe it was like a disagreement of who actually gets credit for it. The long, complicated story with that. I should be searching, but
After
I think
all
I'm
this,
good.
I'm going to die from hunger.
Imagine any dish.
just in case. You never know.
I can taste it. Watch out!
Second.
Sniper!
You ain't gonna get me.
Give me a second. These tanks. We haven't been here before. The one filled with gas.
I'm reloading.
There's a lot of noise being made.
Come on, turn on the vents. Yes.
Vent switch is somewhere around here. I don't know where the heck it is though. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was just in that room that I was just in, but might be misremembering then. Oh, of course. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Thank you, game, for giving me the hint. Don't want to run around with,
I found
you know,
the
like a
switch.
chicken with my head cut off. Oh, naturally. Ooh. All that nasty stuff. And at that time too, largely if you were like the vice president, it was always customary that you were going to be the yes, I don't need that. It's always customary that you were probably going to be the next in line to be the president, which is also a big reason why Aaron Burr in particular was real salty, because it looked like he was going to be truly the next in line to become the president, and well, could not have gone worse for him. There we go. That's more like it. Come to Papa. In which case, yeah, just leads to more difficulties for him. Sorry, texting someone? Okay.
The tunnels. Looks like you were right.
Come on, I shot you in the face, bro. Oh yeah, forgot about this one. Okay. I think a horde is going to be coming through here. You can just tell by the music.
That's disgusting. Take down the bull. Fire in the hole. He's down. My God, I'm good.
I will say, Tamir and Oksana, you guys have got some balls of steel. Especially you, Sergey. I think I should protect our behind for a little bit. I think there's one of those guys here.
Finally.
I don't understand the difference between a bull and a juggernaut in this game, because they largely act the same way, and I would assume they have like the same amount of health and whatnot.
Where are you?
I don't know. If someone knows, are they able to just tell me? Because I'm genuinely confused by it. Screw it. Worth it.
Reloading.
This music's intense. Of course, just opens up randomly. Nice.
There's a control room at the end of the platform.
But Madison wins a pretty decisive election. Understand that, like, you know, most of the Federalists are largely gone at this point. The party's succumbed to really no leadership once John Adams and Alexander Hamilton are largely out of the picture. They're like the two big guys who controlled a lot of influence within. God, I knew it was behind me. I didn't look that way. Should have. That one's on me. Made a stupid oopsie.
I think we got the screamer. Grenade out. Thank you.
this part is where it just gets tedious, because you have to go upstairs and you have to find all these rooms with the red lights in order to actually turn on the rest of the power to the area here, but you're constantly having to go back and forth. Constantly having to go back and forth in order to actually open up or turn on the control panel, whatever you want to call it. That's the best way to get rid of them, personally, for me. That's why I try and save my grenades unless it's for an incalculable horde or just, yeah. It's pretty simple. Now you have to push the button inside the room itself. While these guys are all just mindlessly trying to destroy your dream of getting out of here alive. I do not mess with those. Especially now that it's green.
That's it. Green light.
Go inside the service room. There should be a
I think I'd do that at least 2 or 3 more times, which is just tedious, while being bombarded with just chaos. Let's put it that way. I really should just try and get rid of this guy. Dealing with you, bro. That's the room with the red line we have to go into. Again, if you had other people, this would be substantially easier. Not even a... like, you have no idea how substantially easier it is. And I am saving my breaching charge because I want to... The last part is going to be a little bit difficult as well. I want to make sure I have enough support and ammo and just be able to... Wait, what? Oh, okay.
The room was on the lower level, left side. That's switch L1 in the control room.
Rotten hell.
There we go. Now I can go into that room and I should be able to push a button.
That's it. Green light.
Hopefully they don't bombard me.
There should be a button.
All right, we're done.
That's going to pull in the gas. Now get out.
Is that the last one or do I have to do one more? Nope, that is the last one. Perfect. Okay, great. Now Madison is the president though, just to get it out of the way. Remember, he's dealing with all the stuff that transpired during Jefferson's presidency, which resulted in, let's just say, difficult relations with Great Britain. Largely what was happening during Jefferson's presidency was during the Napoleonic Wars. The United States was trading with everyone, the French, because, you know, free trade and all that. But the British took it as a slight because, you know, they're British people. And they started kidnapping and considering them like pirates and whatnot, and just commandeering a bunch of United States ships, and that was a no bueno, and it led to some weakness towards Jefferson's presidency, because it's like, well, what are y'all doing? You're gonna do anything about this, or, you know, what are we about? Are we gonna just try and appease the British people during this tumultuous time? Are we gonna be able to do free trade? Madison's dealing with the fallout of that, which eventually leads to the very difficult time of his presidency, which ultimately becomes the War of 1812, or the Second War of Independence, as a lot of people will coin that.
Let's make this count.
Now, during his time as president, it becomes very interesting. He's president when they burn down the White House, has to leave, escape, do all that. Damn it, it's not a lot of... But this leads to a lot of difficulty during his time trying to govern, especially when the White House is freaking burnt down. And his leadership is in question because, again, he's much more of the passive individual that he is, and I'll give credit where credit is due for James Monroe in a lot of instances, in a lot of ways, because dang it, yeah, I'm gonna put it over here. because I believe he ended up being his Secretary of State and Secretary of War. I think he was one of the few people who have actually held 2 different positions, if I'm correct.
Voltage grid is juiced up.
And the next in line to be president, by the way, president number 5, that not a lot of people talk about, except for the couple of things that he's well known for. But he largely kind of held things together, was able to bring up some, bring up support when necessary, and he chose his battles wisely. Madison, say what you will, I think he was actually a pretty good delegator in a lot of ways, and a lot of things that he did ultimately did help. A lot of the choices that he made ultimately did help keep the revolution or the or the destruction of the country at bay. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Okay, we're just going to try and just hope and pray and see if this will go our way. I did not try to rhyme on purpose, by the way. I know there's another one we can open. Just don't know where it's at. Ah, it's right here. Oh god, hurry, 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 hurry. It's not good. Give me something, people.
Defenses.
Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, Svetlana. I will not. I can't redo this part again. This is not good.
Knocking them
Come on.
down.
There we go. Now we save Svetlana. Okay.
Reloading.
Keep this one here. Then I think they're gonna be coming from the
Machine gun
sides.
is in
Yep.
place. Stand your
Which one is
ground.
this? Station. I'm gonna take the automatic one. Say what you will, I think through a lot of the difficulties of his term as president, or his 2 terms as president, he ends up getting reelected right before the actual war itself. Good for him. But he ends up staving off a lot of the issues that come along with it. Survives, is able to lead the country into a new, really beautiful and kind of revitalized idea of the United States, because a lot of people at that time were still trying to be like agree with the ideals of what it means to be an American. A lot of the people that were a part of the original American Revolution have largely died off, and these are the sons and grandsons of people who only have very faint memories of the revolution. But thankfully, they're able to actually stave off the destruction of the United States for the most part. And then Madison, for the last 2 years of his presidency, I believe, is largely trying to fix fix the United States and a lot of the stuff that had occurred during the War of 1812, and kind of just piece things together before he leaves office, because he continues and follows that tradition of the presidents only serving 2 terms. And he leaves office, pretty much lives a very long life. I mean, I think he's president, or he lives at least until Andrew Jackson's president for quite a long time. At this point, remember, at the same time, he's an old man as a president too, so lives to be quite old despite his frail health and age. Also, does he almost dies on the 4th of July. I think he dies a couple days before it. But it would have been just almost perfect had he done it. God forbid. But he's largely seeing what's going on with the country and kind of just staying back. Lives like an old man until he dies, and that's James Madison largely. Thank you guys for watching and listening. God bless. I'm gonna do the Japanese section. Do my people proud. Look, you guys rock. If y'all like this, like and subscribe. Have a good one.